Thank you very much. You may be seated. The presiding officers associate themselves with the motion, and the condolences of the House will be conveyed to the CBC family. Honorable members, the third item on the order paper is member statement. Does any member of the ANC wish to make a statement?
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. South Africa became the first rugby team to win the Rugby World Cup 4 times, 1995, 2007, 2019, and 2023, when they defeated New Zealand 12-11 on Saturday, the 28th October 2023 at Stade de France. The Springboks showed determination, creativity, resilience, strength, and patriotism against the All Blacks in the difficult and nail-biting final match. As the country, we are proud of the mighty Springboks under the leadership of Captain Siya Kolisi for gifting us an extraordinary, inspired, and inspiring national achievement to lift our morale and spirit of patriotism. They have earned South Africa's name in the annals of history. Our unwavering confidence in them was symbolized by the presence of President Cyril Ramaphosa in France to support the Springboks and help them lift the Webb Ellis Trophy. President Ramaphosa also lifted the trophy with the Springboks in 2019 and will lift it again in 2027 for the 5th time. We would like to thank the supporters and fans, from celebrities to religious leaders, royalty, political leaders, academics, and other sporting stars for echoing the slogan, stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you.
DIRCO.
Awunalo ilungelo lokupressa leyo mic lapho khona. Ungasakwenzi. The DA?
Thank you, Chairperson. Last week, the Minister of Finance tabled the medium-term budget policy statement. It set out the consequences of government's dismal failure to stimulate economic growth, to generate jobs, keep debt under control, and manage government spending. Failed economic policy has slowed our growth and resulted in less revenue and entirely avoidable cuts to spending on service delivery. In the week before his statement, the DA handed a memorandum to the minister asking him to respond to the cost of living crisis, where 81% of households are skipping at least one meal a day. 12 million people go to bed hungry every night. 30% of children under age 5 are stunted in their development, and millions of hungry school children are unable to concentrate and learn. The minister did not mention the action plan Cabinet mandated the economic cluster to develop to enhance food security and accessibility. Where is the plan? The minister did not mention the cost of living, not once. He could have cut the tax and levies on fuel and expanded the zero VAT rated food basket. Instead, we have the uncertainty of looming tax increases. There is no response from the ANC government because it simply doesn't care about the plight of battling South African households. Minister, do you know that the people are hungry, and do you care enough to do something about it? Thank you.
EFF?
Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, the EFF has been the lone voice in exposing the corruption at the Department of Employment and Labor. We were the first and only party to point out that the minister tabled legislation in Parliament to protect corruption at the Compensation Fund and called on the Hawks to investigate the former commissioner for corruption. We're the only party that spoke consistently about the corruption at the UIF. All the fraudulent claims against the UIF were made possible because there were senior people internally who facilitated the fraud and corruption. We want that the fraud and corruption at the Department of Employment and Labor, the Compensation Fund, and the UIF is only possible because the minister was involved. Such high levels of corruption will not be possible without the minister playing a role. 3 senior officials at the UIF were fired during the COVID-19 era. The former commissioner of the compensation fund left after so much damage had been done because of our warnings were ignored. The DG of the department is also living under a dark cloud, yet the minister remains seemingly the only clean one. If not for corruption, the minister must be removed for incompetence. Worse, Minister Thulas Nxesi must be arrested for being a compliance to all the corruption and fraud that has happened at the Department of Employment and Labor. We are not shocked, Chairperson, that the 5 billion deal at the UIF.
Honorable,
Thank you.
Honorable Khadebe.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. The member has just breached Rule 85 by calling for the minister to be arrested. She must bring a substantive motion in the House. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Yes.
Wasting our
Honorable
time.
members, that order is sustained because we know that in case of things that we read or something, if you have to put, you have to come with a substantive motion. Please, let's do that. Because we will blame everybody every day because of what we get from the media and read about it. Thank you. Honorable members, we now go to the ANC.
Thanks, Chair. The ANC congratulates South Africa's national men's cricket team, the Proteas, for qualifying to play in the semi-finals of the Cricket World Cup in India. The Proteas defeated New Zealand on Wednesday, 1st November 2023, smashing the Black Caps by 190 runs and confirming their spot in semi-finals with 2 round-robin matches to spare. Quinton de Kock produced yet another remarkable performance that saw him register a 4th century at this year's tournament and also becoming the first South African batter to score 500 runs at a single World Cup. The Proteas have done us proud with their performance at the 2023 Cricket World Cup. We commend them for flying the South African flag high. Although they lost in their clash against host India on Sunday, the Proteas remain second on the log and have already qualified for the semi-finals. We call upon South Africans to rally behind Proteas as they did with the Springboks. I thank you.
Thank you. The IFP.
Honourable Speaker, today I rise with a heavy heart to address an urgent crisis that blights on our higher education system, the alarming collapse of a national student financial aid scheme, and its devastating impact on our university students. The crisis demands our immediate attention, and I call upon the minister to take full responsibility of this failure, considering the implication of his leadership and step down. The NSFAS was established with the noble intention of providing financial support to underprivileged students and grant them the opportunity to pursue their higher education. Regrettably, it now stands as a mere shadow of its noble purpose. Our students, the future of our nation, are suffering gravely due to the inefficiency and mismanagement within the institution. As we speak, many university students are writing their exams on an empty stomach, unable to afford their meals or basic necessities. Their dream of a brighter future are being crushed under the weight of hunger and despair. This is not just a matter of statistics. These are the lives of our youth, and we cannot turn a blind eye on their sufferings. The collapse of NSFAS goes beyond the economic replication. It erodes the social fabrics of our nation. It undermines the principles of equality.
Your time is up. Thank you. FF Plus.
Geachte voorsitter, die Vryheidsfront Plus het kennis geneem van 4 Suid-Afrikaanse pianiste wat in 2024 die geleentheid gaan kry om hulle self aan internasionale standaarde te meet, wanneer hulle aan die 15de Unisa internasionale klavierkompetisie in Pretoria gaan meeding. Hierdie kompetisie gaan plaasvind in die tydperk van 22 Januarie tot en met 3 Februarie 2024 in Pretoria. Hierdie pianiste gaan al in hul onderskeie afdelings te staan kom teen pianiste van Brittanje, Spanje, Suid-Korea, Japan, Israel, Belarus, Rusland, Duitsland, China, Thailand en die VSA. Die VF+ wil graag van hierdie geleentheid gebruik maak om aan Gerard Joubert, Isak van der Merwe, Bradfield van Skalkwyk en Zebusisho Makatini alle sterkte en sukses hiermee toe te wens. Mag die kunste in Suid-Afrika van krag tot krag gaan. Dankie voorsitter.
Dankie, ANC.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. We welcome the initiative by the Premier of Gauteng in partnership with ESCOM and the City Power.